Hello everyone, I'm Bill Hammond and I actually paid to see this. Thank you all so much for the very positive response to last month's special Best Trailer in the World. It was a fun little spin on the program, and maybe I'll work in some more of those from time to time if I can, free up my schedule. For now, though, it is back to business as usual, as this month's edition of the Worst Trailer in the World takes a look at a truly special film, one that manages to steal from just about every sci-fi franchise in existence.
When the war started, they protected me.
I remember because they wore silly hats that were taken out of the rejected Star Wars droid bin.
Took better care of me than humans would have.
It was a bit of an adjustment learning to suckle from a USB port, but otherwise totally great parents. I know this is meant to look cruel and scary like in a Toy Story 3 kind of way, but you guys do know that Wall-E did the same thing with his friggin' torso, right?
They're not people, Maya. It's just programming.
Ah yes, the old statement of objective fact, but we're gonna use it to make a reasonable person look like the bad guy cliche. One of my favorites.
The artificial intelligence created to protect us detonated a nuclear warhead in Los Angeles.
Wow, a malevolent AI used machines to nuke Los Angeles from a network based in the sky. A Skynet, if you will. Now, I get the feeling that I've heard of this before, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe if I think hard enough, I can remember the genesis of this trope, so that we can all avoid this dark fate where there's a rise of the machines, ending all hope of salvation. Man, don't you just hate it when you can't think of anything so obvious? It just bugs you like Judgment Day for your brain. Maybe my friend Sarah can help me out. One second.
Detonated a nuclear warhead in Los Angeles.
Okay, cards on the table. What I'm about to say here is not a joke at all. I intentionally left off one piece of that sequence out of respect, because as several others have pointed out online, there's a shot in there that uses the actual footage of the 2020 Beirut explosion as the backplate for the effect. Now, there are deeper dives you can take across the internet to see all the comparisons where the buildings line up and everything. I'm just not gonna do it. I don't have the technology, and I just think it's in poor taste. As far as I'm concerned, whoever decided to use a real-life explosion as stock footage for a sci-fi movie and its advertising, dude, seriously, f*** you. Okay? Hundreds of people died and thousands more were injured, and someone thought it was okay to exploit it for profit. That is just sick, y'all. I'll get back to the sarcasm and lame gags now, but seriously, that is messed up, and everyone involved in this should be ashamed. It's not like you couldn't have come up with an original CGI shot, since 99% of the rest of the movie is just CGI. Come on! It's just wrong.
This is a fight for our very existence.
You know, just once, I'd like to have a fight that's not for our very existence. Can't we just fight over who gets the last slice of pizza or something for a change? Just a thought.
We're this close to winning the war.
Okay, who watched all of the L7 scenes from Solo and thought it was a good idea to make that into an entire movie, instead of just, a running gag? Then again, if it leads to Childish Gambino boinking a robot, I might be on board.
But the AI are developing a super weapon.
It's a terrible screenplay, and David Zaslav loves it.
Retrieve it. Or they win.
Let's think about this logically for 1 second here. If the machines have built a super weapon, how has it not yet been used? And if Denzel Jr. here retrieves it, can't the AI forces just make another one? Why would they only have the one? We're talking about computational knowledge and speed thousands of times faster than our own. Surely they'd be smart enough to have a basic contingency and failsafe in place, right? 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 Hey, you're not Haley Joel Osment.
Did you locate the weapon?
Yeah, it's just a kid.
What's in your head? In your head, giant hole, giant hole, giant hole, hole, hole.
Are you going to heaven?
No. You gotta be a good person to go to heaven.
And you see, I'm not a good person, because I'm pretending to be Clive Owen spiriting you away to safety, and God doesn't like plagiarism.
She looks like a little girl now, but she's growing.
How do you know that? Have you seen her drinking milk or chewing Flintstones vitamins? Because I haven't. And I'm very observant.
Whoever has that kid wins the war.
Well, the protagonist has the kids, so war over, I guess. Yay! Or maybe the writers could provide something other than brain-dead dialogue?
What do you want, sweetie?
Special effects that look more convincing than Gigolo Joe would be nice.
For robots to be free.
That's a noble sentiment, honey, but baby steps, okay? Maybe the robots can live in a separate district. We'll start with 9 of them, just off the top of my head. That should work in the short term, right?
We don't have that in the fridge. How about ice cream?
Well, I'll be damned. She is taking in dairy. Maybe that means she can grow. I stand corrected. Still bored senseless, but corrected. Wow, just look at all that battle. It's almost as if you're there, watching the computer render it all. Oh, don't act so surprised. Steven Tyler's voice has been doing that for 5 decades. How do you think we got Liv? And there it is, the worst trailer in the world for this month. I love science fiction. Always have. From when I was the littlest kid, it's been a part of my life. But Lord Almighty, can we get an original concept, please? It's right there in the name of the genre. Science, fiction. You can literally create anything. So why do we keep going back to the same damn wells? Robots, war, technology dooming mankind, redemption in the form of a child, more explosions than a Michael Bay wet dream. It's like the filmmakers were asked what series they wanted to copy, and they said with great confidence, "We will rip off everyone!" It's even more egregious right now after A, Mission Impossible already demonstrated the dangers of advanced AI in a modern day setting, and B, we are in a period where Hollywood itself is at a crossroads because the money people want to push humans out in favor of automation for the very movies and TV we consume. And this film wants to spin this as an issue of civil rights and existential compromise? Entirely off with that nonsense. Stop preemptively cowering before our future mechanical overlords and come up with something new for once, you dicks. The end slate advertises this as the motion picture event. Sorry, the only event that will actually take place is me walking away. That's all for this month. Keep it locked on the blog, actuallypaid.com, for more reviews and features. And as always, if you have a suggestion for a movie to get the worst trailer treatment, or any other thoughts, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, I'm Bill Hammond. I actually paid to see this. Wow, a malevolent AI used... It's a technical term. It's almost as if you're there, watching the computer render it all. It's bullshit. What? This is the only way I can be a robot.